if you had the chance to go and study at Oxford, I wouldn't have turned it down.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about why I didn't get into Oxford and basically the entire drama that happened. Before I start talking about it, I want to just talk a bit about the culture in Singapore. If you have not known by now, the perception towards education is very academically centered and it's results driven. Basically, like you have to get the grades to go into the best school. Go into the best school, you got a high chance to get into the best job. I mean, that's what you're taught since young. Like you do your best in exams, get the best grades, go to the best school, and then after that you have a very stable job. There's just this huge emphasis on going to the best schools, which I really don't like. Honestly, I will talk more about it in another video, but I don't understand this incessant emphasis on going to the best schools, because if you go to the best school, it's just way more stress. In the end, you're still taking the same A-level exam or the same O-level exam. So either way, it's just how you see it. And for me, I don't like to go to the best schools. But in this case, with a university, Oxford seemed like a school that really wanted to go. I mean, I never would have thought I would have a chance to go to Oxford until my parents said I could go to London and go study, and Oxford was the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, if you had the chance to go and study at Oxford, I wouldn't have turned it down. So yeah, I got my A-level results, which was 87.5 out of 90. I got only 1 B in math, and all this is important context because the whole drama revolves around this 1 B in math, which you will see later. So yeah, I'll give you the context. So I have partnered up with this agency that helped me prepare my personal statement to get into the school that I want. And basically, there's 2 people that I want to talk about. There's a strategist that help me plan my entire schedule of how to, when should the submission be done, etc, etc. And then there's my personal statement mentor who would help me basically guide me through my personal statement. I started working on my personal statement for Oxford in January of 2020, and the deadline for Oxford admissions or Oxford or Cambridge admissions for UCAS is 16 October. So I had about 10 months to basically do the best personal statement I could. And personal statement aside, that's not the only thing I had to focus on. I had to focus on my credentials. Like I participated in essay competitions, I had to write a blog, etc. Sort of a way for me to express myself to the world. And yeah, YouTube is one of these ways, but YouTube was not part of the matters I did said. So to get into Oxford is quite a rigorous process. You have to do the personal statement, and if you get past the personal statement round, you have an interview session. And also before the interview session, you actually have to do TSA test, Thinking Skills Assessment test. So while I was preparing for a personal statement around mid-June, I started preparing for my Thinking Skills Assessment test. There's many courses in Oxford, but the main course I wanted to try in Oxford was PPE, Philosophy, Politics, Economics, which for Oxford is a requirement of 3 A's in H2. However, they did not require an A in mathematics. They said that it's recommended. And I saw this as an opportunity because other schools like London School of Economics, King's College London, etc., or even Leeds, when I emailed them and told them of my results and I got a B in mathematics, they said that they would not consider me because they only require an A in mathematics, because mathematics is a very key component for PPE, especially economics. So when I got that email, I was like, oh, okay. So I realized that my 1B in the entire A-level result could be the only factor causing me to not go into the schools. I mean, I could still try, but having seen these emails, my strategist told me to not pursue these schools anymore, because my strategist's aim is to increase my chances of going to overseas university. So yeah, Oxford I didn't email because I saw that they just said 3 A's, and they recommended an A in math, but they didn't require it. So I started working on my personal statement with my mentor. And at this point in time, my strategist just tried to pitch in and give in comments, but they both gave very contradicting comments. So I was a bit confused. In the end, I just stuck with my mentor, and we worked on it for a good solid 9 months, 10 months. We really just slowly build up the momentum and we start improving over time. So I was doing basically draft over draft and just trying to show Oxford that I'm really interested in doing PPE. So in the spare time, I'll be reading books related to PPE, and I was just trying my best to get into Oxford. And around mid-September, I had this opportunity to get my almost like 80% complete personal statement to be like reviewed by a former admissions officer. So he looked through my personal statement, and then he had this criteria, and he said if you want to get into Oxford or Cambridge, you need to hit at least minimum 3 out of 4. Insight, which he gave me a 3 out of 4. There was an engagement with subject, which he gave me a 4 out of 4. There's also quality of writing, which she gave me 3 out of 4. Personal voice, which she gave me a 3 out of 4. And a level of authenticity, which she gave me 4 out of 4. So looking at all these results is actually a very, very good indication that my personal statement is going in the right way. And this is mind you, mid-September. So I only had about mid-September to 16 October, which is about a span of 1 whole month basically, to touch up my personal statement. And at this point of time, I was aiming to go into PPE, which was in PPE in Oxford, PPE in Edinburgh, Manchester, Lancaster, and Leeds. While Leeds outright said that they would not accept me, I still wanted to just try it anyway because I heard that Leeds is a very vibrant community, so I wanted to just give it a shot. And in this point in time, I decided to just also email Oxford and see whether would they accept me for my results. And I got news from Oxford that they said it's very, very difficult for me to get into Oxford, and it's because it's a very competitive course, and since I don't meet the 3 A's requirement, they say that I'll most likely not get into the course. And I was just thinking about it, so I realized that entry requirements requires 3 A's, but not an A in mathematics. So basically, if you did 3 A's, you could do arts, literature, and history, and you get all A's. These are 3 H2 A's, right? You can still get into this course because you meet the basic academic requirement, but you never even take mathematics. Meanwhile, on my hand, I took mathematics, I got a B in it, the rest of it I got A, but I'm still not allowed to go into the course because they don't see that I would be able to cope with the mathematics. So I was a bit confused. So for those students who never even studied mathematics but they meet the requirements, they have a high chance of getting into this course compared to me who took mathematics. I am very, very passionate about mathematics. This is basically my favorite subject, but I didn't get an A in it. I got a B, but I'm still not allowed to go into the course because Oxford won't know whether I'm good at math or not. So I was like, wow, okay, this is where I don't like that. It's just results or grades centered. So if you just get the grade, don't care about the subject, basically you get in. So my strategist saw that, and then she was like, maybe you need to rethink this whole Oxford target school, etc. And she tried to aim for a different school. And at this point of time, mind you, only had 4 weeks left, there was LSE. LSE PP I couldn't get in. But LSE had this course called International Social and Public Policy with Politics. This requirement I was able to meet. I think it's AAB or ABB, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I could definitely meet it, and quite similar with PPE, like PPE and International Social with Public Policy and Politics. There's a lot of overlap. My personal statement at this point in time was still targeted towards PPE, and I realized that if I were to put this option under one of my school choices, the LSE course, I would have to tweak personal statement a bit and make it a bit more generalized so that it doesn't seem that I'm only focused on PPE. I'm also interested in this LSE course. And at first I was a bit like hesitant because I realized if I was to do this, I will be like making my personal statement a bit diluted and like not well focused. And that's my fear, which I raised up to my strategist, and my strategist said actually I don't need to fear that much because the overlaps are so similar that it's just minor tweaks in the statement. So yeah, this was 3rd to 11 October. So I had this 8 days break. So basically at this point in time I'm still in national service, and my schedule at this point from 27 September to 2nd October I'll be in the jungle for like an entire week plus. Then I'll have a break from 3rd October to 11 October where I'll be at home resting, and then from 12 October to 19 October I'll be back in the jungle again. So if I were to do any tweaks in this personal statement, I have to do it between 3rd October to 11 October and basically submit it by then, because 16 October I will be in the jungle and I won't be able to do any tweaks to it. So from 3rd to 11 October I was every day doing tweaks, and I was working with my mentor to like update the personal statement to make it a bit more generalized. And on the 10th of October I think I did it. I said I'm done, and I asked my strategist whether she could have a look through it. Now she took more than a day to reply, but she replied on the 12th of October before I had to go for camp, and then she sent me this email which basically shocked my whole world basically. I was just very surprised when I saw the email, because she said that she read through the personal statement and she said that it's a bit too weak and not well targeted enough based on the new mix of school course choices. And I was like,
hold on, this whole operation was your idea.
I didn't want to do it. I mean, it's not I didn't want to do it. I was very hesitant to do it. But you said just do it because the similarities are there and it should be not that much of a major change. And just having these tweaks would enable me to go into a school like LSE, you know, London School of Economics, which is much better than the previous schools that I was mentioning. So yeah, option to go into LSE, just having some minor tweaks. Yeah, I thought, okay, I could do that. And I did it, and then now she says that yeah, it's too weak, it's too generalized, and it's not well targeted. And I'm like, now at this point of time I literally just broke down. I remember I just asked my mom to like call me because it's the 12th of October, it's the morning. I have to go to camp in the afternoon. I'll be in the jungle for the next 7 days. There's literally no time for me to make it to go back to how I was before. My strategist gave me a call and we talked about it, and I had to make a decision that after 10 months of working to get into Oxford, I had to give it up because I just didn't have the time. I did a lot of TSA tests, I did a lot of preparation reading books, spent hours working on a personal statement, but I still just didn't have the time.
Gonna cry?
I could have gone to the jungle and squeezed out some time to like edit it, but it's improbable for me because I'm in the jungle and I don't really have the resources to do so. The best I can do is use my phone to edit it, which is not a bad shout, but at this point in time I realized that maybe this was like the universe giving me a sign that Oxford is not meant for you. Because I was really adamant when I got the email from Oxford saying that I'm at a disadvantage and it's very hard for me to get in. My strategist told me to not do so, and I still said no, I just want to give it a try because you'll never know unless you try it. So coming to this situation where I'm just stuck and I don't have time and my personal statement is weak, yeah, I just felt too overwhelmed and broke down, I guess.
Gonna cry?
But looking back on it, I would take it as a blessing in disguise. I'll just look at it from a positive mindset. And one key takeaway that I can learn from this is that I had 10 months to prepare my personal statement to go for Oxford, but I still kept it to the last minute to ensure that it's fully done, which was my fault and I couldn't blame anyone else. So I wasted too much time basically, and the key takeaway is don't waste your time. Really focus on your goals and get it done straight away, and I didn't do so and I missed out the opportunity to go to Oxford. But that's over. Now it's currently 2021 and I have already done my personal statement. I've applied to other schools. It's PPE still, and I've really gotten a few replies from them, so you know which school I have chosen hopefully soon. But yeah, so comment down below what other videos you want me to talk, or what other topics you want me to talk about, and yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.